In this lesson, you will learn how to apply scale models and scale maps by using proportions and rates. Our goal is to apply proportions to scale drawings. How do you use a scale map or a scale model to find the actual distance between two items? Well, today you're going to use cross products in order to help set up a proportion that can help you find that actual distance. Likewise, if you have the actual distance, you should be able to scale it back to what it should represent on a map. So let's review. We know that cross products of a proportion are equal. For example, we of course write it as A over B is equivalent to C over D, where of course B and D are non-zero numbers. Then A times D equals B times C. That, of course, is the property of cross products. So in the proportion, for example, 3/4 equals 15 over 20. In order for me to make sure that these are both equivalent fractions, I, of course, can use cross products, which gives me 4 times 15, which is 60, and 3 times 20, which is also 60. So I know that 3/4 and 15/20 are proportional. Finding cross products is also sometimes called cross multiplication because of this X shape that is formed from the diagonal numbers being multiplied. Another thing that I want to remind you, we go across and down, across and down. That's a common mistake we want to avoid, is going the wrong way or multiplying the proportions inaccurately and also setting up the proportions wrong. So be very careful of that. If you need extra help, you can of course go through the previous tutorials where we go through cross products more in depth. By the way, cross products are also called cross vectors or vector products. So let's look at an example. A map of California has a scale of 1 centimeter equals 50 kilometers. The measurement from San Francisco to Los Angeles is 11 centimeters on the map. What is the actual distance in kilometers? Well, in previous tutorials we discussed different ways where we can set up proportions for cross products. In this case, I'm going to look at centimeters and kilometers, which I'll put in a different color. So the actual distance is going to be in kilometers. So there's a few ways that you can set this up, but in this case I'm going to look at the first ratio, which is 1 centimeter is 50 kilometers. So I have centimeters over kilometers. Now my second piece is 11 centimeters. So of course, $60,000 question is, does it go on the top or the bottom? Take a minute to think. So we have centimeters and we have centimeters on top. So 11 is going to be my numerator. And the actual distance in kilometers, I might use a K just to remind me that I'm dealing with my answer in kilometers. Now I can use cross products. So I have 1K, which of course is just K, and 50 times 11. 5 times 11 is 55. Add the 0 is 550. So in this case, I know that the actual distance from San Francisco to Los Angeles is approximately 550 kilometers. Don't forget to always read these problems very carefully to make sure you're setting up the proportion correctly. And once you do that, cross products can help you get a nice algebra problem. Now it's your turn. So the distance from San Francisco to Sacramento is 140 kilometers. What would the measurement be based on the previous map? Well, we remember from the previous map, 1 centimeter is equivalent to 50 kilometers. So I want you to think about what you're dealing with very carefully. I have 140 kilometers. How can you set this up as a proportion? If you need to go back to the previous example, make sure you do that and think very carefully what your answer is going to look like. Go ahead and try this one on your own. I know you're going to do a great job. So in this lesson, you have learned how to apply map scales and model scales by using cross products. Now I think you're on the right path to building your own actual models. For example, I wonder if you could draw your own scale model of famous landmarks. Maybe the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, the pyramids. Think about what interests you. Another great job.